All right, so we're going back to Squid Game.
Back again.
I know you guys are all obsessed with it.
It was...
And we're going to be talking about Season 2, Episode 1, The Invitation. And thanks to one of your summaries, we're going to be doing a deep dive on this.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
at the end of Season 1, we had Gi-hun winning, but at a pretty high cost. And a year later, he's not exactly living it up. So what's going on with that?
Well, it's interesting. He comes back and it's almost like he's a completely different person.
Yeah.
Not at all the same Gi-hun that walked into those games.
Yeah, he even dyes his hair red.
Right.
So what do you make of that?
I think it's more than just a new look,
Yeah.
Red is often associated with anger and rebellion. It's like he's sending a message.
Like a warning sign.
Exactly. A warning sign to the organization or maybe even to himself.
Yeah.
And it's not just an impulsive change.
Right.
He's living very frugally, almost like he's rejecting the money he won.
Yep.
It says a lot about the psychological toll of the games. And it makes you wonder, what is driving him now?
Yeah, so he's not just, hanging out on a beach somewhere in the Caribbean.
Right.
The summary even mentioned that his whole apartment is covered with maps and photos and clues.
Wow.
So he's gone full-on detective.
He's not letting it go. He's trying to actively piece together how this organization works. It's like an obsession.
Yeah, so he's on a mission, but it doesn't sound like it's going very well at the start of this episode because the recruiter that he's been trying to track down.
Right.
Well, let's just say it doesn't go so well for the recruiter.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. And I think there's a reason why the episode kicks off with this scene.
Right.
Because it sets the tone for everything that follows.
Yeah.
This organization is not messing around.
Yeah.
They're willing to silence anybody who gets too close, and they have the means to do it.
Yeah, and right before, things go south, the recruiter gives him this message saying that the game doesn't end, it only grows. Yeah.
Pretty chilling message. So what do you think that's implying?
Well, it implies that what we saw in Season 1 was just the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
This organization is bigger, more powerful, and more widespread than we could have imagined.
So we've got Gi-hun, he's driven by, whatever turmoil is happening inside him.
Right.
But then we have this organization that seems even more dangerous than before.
Yeah.
But then he gets his own invitation back into the game.
It does.
And you think, he could just walk away, but he doesn't.
He could walk away.
Why do you think he goes back in?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it revenge? Is it exposing the truth? Is it a twisted form of redemption? Whatever it is, he's not going back as a helpless player. This time he has a purpose.
Yeah, and speaking of the games, you mentioned that they're expanding, so they even introduced this new player, Rami, over in Dubai.
They do.
So talk about a global reach.
Right. This isn't just a Korean problem anymore.
Rami's situation highlights how these games exploit desperation on a global scale.
Yeah.
Think about it. He's tech savvy,
Right.
clearly intelligent, but he's still backed into a corner.
Yeah. And he even knows, from rumors and word on the street that this is a deadly game.
He does. He knows.
So what does that tell us about, the world that Squid Game is building?
It speaks to a level of desperation that transcends borders and cultures. The show is really forcing us to confront some uncomfortable truths about economic inequality and the choices that people make when they feel like they have no other options.
Yeah. So on the one hand, we have Gi-hun going back in with seemingly a plan. And then we have Rami, completely new player, being thrust into this nightmare.
Yeah.
And they throw them into this new arena to start the game.
That's right. And this is where the show's production design really shines, I think.
Oh, yeah.
The new arena is described as this massive mirrored maze, visually stunning.
Okay.
But also incredibly disorienting.
Hold on, mirrors.
Yep.
That's got to be messed up.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in that situation.
Absolutely. Mirrors distort reality. They play with your perception. It's a brilliant metaphor for the themes of paranoia and manipulation that are so central to the games.
Yeah. And the game itself is called Shattered Reflection.
That's right.
And it seems like it's all about making the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Pick a false exit and you're done.
That's it. Game over.
Wow. So
It keeps the tension high.
yeah.
That constant threat of elimination, even with Gi-hun's experience, surviving requires more than just luck.
Right.
It's about strategy, quick thinking, and maybe even a bit of intuition.
But in the midst of all this craziness, they're still able to form alliances.
They are.
The summary mentions that Gi-hun and Rami end up kind of working together.
That's right. So that raises a bunch of questions.
Yeah, like, can they trust each other?
Exactly. Can they trust each other?
Do they have the same motivation?
Right. Are their motivations aligned?
Yeah. That's...
Their dynamic is definitely one to watch.
Yeah, and here's where things get really crazy.
Okay.
So we find out that the front man's not the only one in charge.
Wow.
There's others. There's wealthy, influential people watching these games unfold. And get this, Gi-hun recognizes one of them.
What?
Yeah.
So that's a game changer.
Yeah.
That suggests a deeper level of corruption, a conspiracy that goes beyond the games themselves.
Wow.
And it creates a personal stake for Gi-hun.
Right.
He's not just fighting an abstract evil anymore. He's facing someone from his past.
Okay, hold on. I need to process all of this. This is getting good.
Yeah.
This is getting good.
It's buckle up. Yeah, it's like they're saying, hey, remember that feeling of dread you had in season 1?
Right.
Well, we're just getting started.
Yeah, so many questions. Who are these VIPs?
Right.
What's their connection to Gi-hun, and why are they even doing it? It's like they're treating it like...
Like entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment.
It's a chilling thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
This episode really dives into the darker side of human nature. How far are people willing to go for power and control and for their own twisted sense of amusement?
Okay, so we've got, this global conspiracy, these high-stakes games, these characters facing these impossible choices. But, you were talking earlier about how the production design really kind of, amplifies all these themes.
It does. Absolutely.
It's dope.
We talked about the mirrored maze, but even the broader setting,
yeah.
is significant this season.
Okay.
Everything is more advanced, more technologically sophisticated. The surveillance is constant, inescapable.
It's giving me Big Brother vibes.
Yes.
Like, no matter where you go, someone is watching.
Exactly. And that feeling of being watched, of being controlled, that's what makes the games so terrifying.
Right.
The players are stripped of their agency.
Yeah.
Reduced to pawns in this much larger game.
Yeah, and yet we see characters like Gi-hun and Rami. They're still trying to fight back.
They are.
Trying to regain some sense of control.
That's what makes them so compelling, right?
Yeah.
They refuse to give up.
Yeah.
Even in the face of overwhelming odds, they're searching for a way out, a way to make their own choices.
It's like, David and Goliath.
Yes.
These individuals going up against this massive system that's designed to crush them.
And that struggle, that fight for survival and autonomy, I think that's what resonates with so many viewers. We all grapple with systems that feel overwhelming at times.
Yeah, so Gi-hun and Rami represent this, this potential for resistance to push back against these forces that are trying to control us.
Absolutely. And their alliance, however fragile it may be, speaks to the power of human connection. Even in the darkest of circumstances, people can find strength in each other.
Right.
Support each other.
Okay, so we talked about, the characters, the setting, these overarching themes.
Right.
But we haven't talked about the games themselves.
Right.
So tell me about this shattered reflection.
It's a perfect example of how Squid Game blends these physical challenges with psychological torment.
Right.
It's not just about navigating a maze.
Right.
It's about battling your own perception, your own fears.
Right, because the mirrors create that doubt.
They do.
Like, you don't know what's real, what's not. So
Exactly.
every decision is like 10 times more stressful.
Exactly. And the fact that each false exit leads to elimination, it just ramps up the tension.
Wow.
One wrong move and it's all over.
So I bet that, plays into all these, the trust and betrayal that we see emerging between Gi-hun and Rami.
Absolutely. In a situation like that, suspicion is natural.
Right.
Can they overcome that suspicion and truly work together?
Yeah.
It's a question that keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout the episode.
Yeah, I'm curious. Do you think Gi-hun's experience from the first season gives him an edge?
It's a double-edged sword, I think.
Oh, all right.
On one hand, he knows the rules. He understands how the game masters think.
Right.
But on the other hand, that experience could make him overconfident
Mm.
or even traumatized.
Yeah, how do you go back into that headspace?
Exactly.
After everything you've been through?
It's a question that the show explores really well.
Okay.
We see flashes of his trauma, his nightmares.
Yeah.
It adds another layer of complexity to his character and his motivations.
So we got Gi-hun battling his own demons. Rami just trying to survive against these crazy odds and this shadowy group of VIPs, pulling the strings.
Yeah.
What's the overall feeling you get from this episode?
It's a feeling of unease,
Okay.
of dread.
Hmm.
The world of Squid Game feels even bigger, even more dangerous now.
Right.
The stakes are higher. The consequences are more
She'll
severe.
keep mentioning, that line from the recruiter, the game doesn't end, it only grows.
Right.
It's like a warning.
It is a warning.
A foreshadowing of what's to come.
It definitely sets a chilling tone.
Yeah.
This isn't a game that can be won easily.
Right.
It's a fight for survival, a fight against a system that seems designed to exploit and destroy.
And it's on multiple levels.
It is.
You got the physical challenges of the games, you got the psychological manipulation, and then this whole conspiracy that's unfolding in the background.
It's like the writers are weaving together these different threads, creating a tapestry that's both fascinating and terrifying.
Not a show for the faint of heart.
No, it's not.
But I think for, those that are willing to take the plunge, Squid Game offers a powerful and thought-provoking exploration of human nature.
Absolutely.
Our choices and the systems that shape our lives.
Well said.
And this episode, The Invitation, is really just the beginning.
It is.
It lays the groundwork for a season that promises to be even more intense, more shocking, and more relevant than ever before.
It's a wake-up call.
Yeah.
A reminder that the games we play in real life can be just as deadly, just as manipulative as the ones that we see on the screen.
So let's bring it back to the characters for a second.
Okay.
We got Gi-hun driven by this desire for justice. We got Rami desperate to survive, protect his family. Do you see any parallels between them?
Absolutely. They both represent the struggle against overwhelming odds.
Okay.
Gi-hun is fighting against the system that's rigged against him.
Yeah.
While Rami is trying to navigate a world where the rules are constantly shifting.
Yeah. And despite, their different backgrounds and different motivations, they're both forced to make these incredibly difficult choices.
They are.
Choices that could cost them their lives or their humanity.
And that's what makes their alliance so compelling.
Yeah.
They're both trying to hold on to their values, their sense of self, in a situation that's designed to strip them bare.
It makes you wonder, what would you do in their shoes?
It does.
Would you fight back?
Right.
Would you try to escape?
Would you give in to the pressure?
Yeah.
It's a question that the show forces us to ask ourselves.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we all have choices to make, even when those choices seem impossible.
And sometimes the most difficult choice is just to keep fighting, to keep believing that there's a way out, a way to change the game.
That's the glimmer of hope that keeps us watching, isn't it?
Yeah.
The hope that even in the darkest circumstances, there's still a chance for redemption, for justice, for a better world.
So speaking of redemption, I think it's time we kind of circle back to Gi-hun's journey.
Okay.
We talked about his transformation, his desire for revenge. But there's this deeper layer to his character that's really starting to emerge in this episode.
You're right. It's not just about anger or vengeance anymore.
Right.
It's about a sense of responsibility, a need to atone for the past.
It's almost like he's carrying the weight of all those lives that were lost in the previous game.
And that weight is what drives him.
Yeah.
It's what gives him the strength to go back into that arena, to face his demons, to fight for something bigger than himself.
Powerful arc.
It is.
Makes you wonder, can he actually achieve redemption?
Right.
Can he make a difference in a system that seems so corrupt, so entrenched?
That's the question that hangs over this entire episode.
Right.
And it's a question that will keep us guessing until the very end.
Okay, so we've got this intricate plot, complex characters, these really, thought-provoking themes.
Yeah.
But let's not forget the visual storytelling.
Oh, yes.
I mean, this episode is filled with such striking imagery.
It is.
From the mirrored maze to the opulent setting of the VIP lounge.
The visuals are not just there for show.
Yeah.
They're carefully crafted to enhance the themes, to create a world that's both alluring and disturbing.
It's like this contrast between, the brutality of the games and then the luxurious lifestyle of these VIPs.
Yes.
It's just a visual metaphor.
It is a powerful visual metaphor for the inequality that the show is exploring.
Yeah, and the way they use color and lighting and camera angles to create this sense of unease and claustrophobia.
Yeah, masterful filmmaking.
It's like the show itself is a game.
It is.
A puzzle that we're trying to solve.
And each episode reveals another piece of the puzzle.
Right.
Another layer of the conspiracy, another glimpse into the darkness that lies at the heart of this world.
Okay, so we've covered a lot, characters, plot themes, visuals.
We have.
But we haven't talked about the ending.
Ah, yes, the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Squid Game is known for its shocking twists.
Yeah.
And this episode does not disappoint.
I mean, when Gi-hun recognizes one of the VIPs,
Right.
jaw-dropping moment,
It changes everything.
changes everything.
It suggests that Gi-hun's past is somehow intertwined with the origins of the games.
And it just adds a whole nother layer of, personal stakes
Yes.
to his mission.
It does.
He's not just fighting for justice, he's fighting for answers, for revenge, maybe even for closure.
It's a brilliant move by the writers.
Yeah.
It raises the stakes and leaves us desperate to know more.
I need to see what happens next.
Yes.
But, before we get too ahead of ourselves,
Right.
I think it's important to step back and appreciate what the show is doing on a larger scale.
Yeah.
This isn't just a thriller.
No.
It's a social commentary, a reflection of these anxieties we're all feeling in the world today.
You're right. It taps into our fears about economic inequality, about the loss of control, about the systems that seem designed to exploit us.
Yeah, and it gives a voice to those fears.
It does.
It shows that we're not alone.
Exactly. And that's what makes Squid Game so powerful.
Yeah.
It's not just entertainment. It's a conversation starter, a catalyst for change.
So as we dive into, the rest of this season, I think it's important to keep those bigger questions in mind.
Yes.
What's the real game here? Who are the players? What price are we willing to pay for survival, for justice, for a better world?
Those questions that resonate far beyond the screen.
Yeah.
They're questions that we all need to grapple with.
Well, I think we covered pretty much everything in this episode.
I think so.
It was a whirlwind of emotions.
It certainly was.
But one thing's for sure, the invitation is just the beginning.
It is.
The games have evolved, the stakes are higher, and the fight for survival has only just begun.
I love it.
It's crazy. We spent all this time talking about this one episode, and I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's just, there's so much there.
Yeah.
That's the genius of the show, I think.
Yeah.
There's always more to uncover, more to analyze, more to question.
Yeah. And this episode, The Invitation, it's like the first move in a really, really complex game.
It is.
Like it sets introduces the players,
Right.
but we still don't know, what the rules are.
Exactly.
What's going to happen next?
We're left wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's kind of shift gears for a second and bring it back to you, our listener.
Okay.
What were your initial reactions to this episode? What moments stuck with you?
Yeah. What surprised you? What made you think?
Yeah, I'm really curious about, Gi-hun's transformation.
Uh-huh.
Did you find it believable?
Yeah.
Did it make you question his motivations?
Right. And what about Rami? Do you think he'll be able to survive in this cutthroat world?
Yeah. And let's not forget about the VIPs.
Oh, my God.
That reveal at the end. Did you see that coming?
Right.
What are your theories about their connection to Gi-hun?
We want to hear it all.
Yeah.
This is a show that demands discussion, that sparks debate.
Right.
Makes us question everything we thought we knew.
Because at the end of the day, Squid Game isn't just about the games themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, the choices that we make, the sacrifices that we're willing to make,
Right.
the lengths that we'll go to for survival.
It forces us to confront the darkness that exists
Yeah.
within ourselves and within the systems that govern our lives.
Yeah. And it reminds us that even in those desperate circumstances, there's always that glimmer of hope.
There is.
Chance for redemption.
Yeah.
A possibility for change.
It's not all doom and gloom.
So as you continue to watch this season, keep those questions in mind.
Absolutely.
What would you do if you were thrown into this world?
Yeah. Would you fight for your own survival, even if it meant betraying others?
Would you risk everything to expose the truth?
Or would you just succumb to the pressure, become another pawn in this deadly game?
There are no easy answers in Squid Game.
Not at all.
And I think that's what makes it so compelling.
Yeah.
It's a show that stays with you long after the credits roll.
It does.
Makes you feel and makes you question the world around you.
Well said.
And it reminds us that the most important games are often played outside the arena.
They are.
In the choices that we make every day.
Every single day.
So keep those thoughts in mind as you dive into the rest of the season.
Yes.
We can't wait to see what happens next, and we'd love to hear your reactions along the way.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll be back soon with another episode exploring more of Squid Game Season 2.
Stay tuned.